Are you eating?
I am. Look at all the vowels. Look at all the vowels in the last name. A, A, A. That's a lot of vowels. I eat. I'm Italian. That's how it is.
So that gives you like an excuse to eat.
That's correct. It also gives me an excuse to be
Puffy.
physically demonstrative.
Oh, I was saying you're fluffy, not fat, but you're not. Just kidding.
I'm squishy.
Squishing.
I'm very. That's what I've been told. I'm squishy.
Oh, who told you this?
Someone who cares for me very, very much. Matter of fact.
Ah,
Yeah, I've been told I'm squishy.
she must really like you.
She must really like me. Yeah. So that's the question, huh? Is now a good time to invest?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose intuitively, with prices high and uh, eviction moratoriums, one would ponder perhaps it is a crappy time to invest. But that's not really our answer, is it? That's not going to be the conclusion we draw?
No.
No. Okay. So here's why it's probably not a bad time to start thinking about these things. Moratoriums end. And soon, quite a bit of distressed property is going to be out there because people are no longer going to be able to hide behind prohibitions on foreclosures and evictions, which means there's bargains to be had.
Mm-hmm.
And as sad as it is to capitalize on the sufferings of others, that's just how the cycle goes. So, somebody's got to come along and rehab properties and get people out of hot water and everything like that. How do you find inventory with low inventory? Is that the question?
Well, is that the question that you see?
Yeah, it's the question I see.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I'm trying to get your. This is called the keep Phil's ADD on track. So it matters up for you.
okay. So, how do I find inventory with low inventory? Okay. So, how many properties do you want to buy? I mean, maybe start out with one, right? So,
but you have actual buyers who want to live in the house who are getting outbid and have put in, maybe 20, 30 offers and still don't have a property. So how do I, as an investor who want my numbers to make sense, how do I, as an investor, get a property?
you wait. You wait and you bide your time. And sometimes the property will find you if you are connected to the right people who have their feelers out.
Okay.
So
I have a different answer.
Well, I mean, that's fine too. I mean, this is a conversation between the two of us and you're not interviewing me.
No.
So, but my first answer would be that you wait, you bide your time, and you jump on the opportunities as they come up. Share your answer, and I will tell you if I agree or not.
Well, I think, you find yourself a licensed real estate agent, a realtor who is willing and is knowledgeable. There are a lot of ways to find properties that are off market. We've had this conversation many times, and a lot of the off market properties have personal reasons of why they don't want to be on the market and have multiple people walking through their house or whatever. So there are opportunities out there that are not on the market. And I think finding the right licensed real estate agent to help you find those properties, we have access to information that we, pay money to belong to be able to get information to contact some of these property owners. That would be my answer. Let's help you up with the right real estate agent.
Well, my presupposition was having the right agent, but yeah, let's start with having an agent who actually understands how investing in real estate works and who knows where to look. Yep. And then you'll wait for them to bring you the property. right?
Yes, you are still waiting. But
And by the way, here's what really will shorten the wait. You ready?
yes,
You'd like to shorten your wait? Okay.
I don't want to wait.
You don't want to wait. Nobody
Inflation's
wants to
going
wait.
up, and I
Right.
have money. I have money burning a hole in my
You've
pocket,
got money burning a hole in your pocket.
and
You want to invest.
you
Right.
want to invest.
Right. Okay.
And I'm unsure about the stock market. I'm
Mhm.
unsure about Bitcoin. For all I know, the government's going to come along and say no more Bitcoin.
Right.
And I'm unsure about everything really. But
Well,
I
if the
feel pretty
government
confident.
outlaws
Go ahead.
crypto, then I'm going to be out $600.
So then being the kind of market that it is, here's our next question, right? Let's
Hold
just
on, I haven't answered the first.
oh, sorry.
I'm telling you, if you just be patient,
I'm not patient.
how to shorten your
And we
wait.
have to keep our show under 20 minutes so it gets on
All
Instagram.
right, well, don't pressure me. All right, just I'm trying to tell you how to shorten the wait. You got money burning in your pockets?
I have money
Prove
burning.
it by providing us with proof of funds.
Correct.
Don't be coy about saying you're a cash buyer and then not provide proof of funds. Get a little Sharpie, redact your account number, but provide us with proof of funds. And proof of funds is not Acme Capital up in Canandaigua, New York, who is really just a hard money lender. By the way, I love you, Canandaigua. You know, beautiful lake, great wrestling tournament in the high school years. But yeah, proof of funds will shorten your wait, put you higher on the speed dial, and put you faster on the queue because we know you're for real. Go on, Jennifer.
So, okay, so we agree that there are opportunities in this market,
Sure.
and now is also that time of year where anybody who hasn't sold is a lot more motivated. So, having an agent who can scour through expired listings, and also finding perhaps people by doing mailings and other sort of ways of reaching out that just didn't want their house on the market right now because of all that's going on. Numbers are going up again. You're hearing about what is it, Omicron?
Omicron.
So people are getting apprehensive again. So we could run into a little bit of an inventory problem coming into the next couple of months, like we did last winter, because people are apprehensive, understandably so. So, but let's assume we partner somebody up with a great agent, and we find something. Here's the next question: based on today's market, if I find a house, am I looking for a house that I'm going to hold and rent, or am I looking for a house that I'm going to flip?
Okay, so here's your answer, and Leah Caro is going to like this. It's 2 words. You ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
It depends. It depends. What are your goals?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to have cash flow? Do you want to be a landlord? Do you want to stick your hand down the toilet and pull out a teddy bear? Do you want to, mow lawns? Do you want to manage property? Do you want to collect rent? I'm being a little cynical, a little facetious, but do you want to do that? Or do you want to have IGP, immediate gross profit? Do you want to resell with margin and just pay capital gain tax? It depends what your goals are. If you're in it for buy and hold for the long haul, where you have your money parked and you have income and you have an asset that grows in value over the years and it gets paid down and it becomes a liquidatable asset that will pay for your kids' college, maybe you're a buy and hold guy. If you see that you can put it back on the market, do some work, and in 6 months from now have a margin where even after you close, after you pay all your overhead and your carrying and closing costs, that you're 75 grand ahead, you know what? Maybe you should resell. Maybe you should flip it. It depends on what your goals are.
I think it's actually a very safe market for if you start the project and the market starts to shift greater than you would have like it, and you don't like the numbers, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a very good rent.
Well,
About the
there's
highest rent that I've seen in like ever.
yeah. So there's a shortage, but there's somebody out there that didn't take that strategy, and instead they liquidated everything else at a loss, or they're in the process of liquidating everything at a loss, and that's Zillow. Zillow could have been one of the largest landlords in the country.
Yeah.
And they could have had a buy and hold strategy that would have served them well. They would have maybe been a REIT, a real estate investment trust, and that may have not have been in the plans, but that I think would have been a better optic than liquidating at a loss and laying off a bunch of people. But now I'm told that Zillow is getting into agent safety, which makes me happy.
Yeah, that's
But
great.
we'll talk about that another time. I digress there. I think you do have options. Yes, you are correct. People, especially in our market here, greater metropolitan area, people want to be in commuting distance. The flushing down the toilet of New York City is greatly exaggerated. The rumors of New York City's demise greatly exaggerated. This is still the hottest place to live in the world, in North America. At least, maybe Toronto, maybe LA, maybe Boston, but still a great place to live. The suburbs are awesome. So yeah, there's a shortage of homes, and yeah, you wouldn't have any trouble renting it out. But understand that if you're a flipper, you may not have the temperament or the patience to be a landlord.
Right.
And if you're a landlord, you may not like the risk of flipping. Just depends. It depends on what your goals are. If you're flexible, if you've got a good agent and you can tease out these options, then you know what? You are in the catbird seat. You like that, Jen? Like catbird seat?
Like that.
You like
So
that?
here's another question. So should I do a single family or a multifamily if I'm going to do either?
Well,
If I'm going to hold or flip.
okay. So if you're going to flip, I'm agnostic. Doesn't matter. It's a question of math and not a question of how many units.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to flip, right? Buy avocados. It doesn't matter. If there's margin, doesn't matter. If you're going to be a landlord, now we have to talk about what your temperament is for dealing with tenants. And as somebody who topped out at 14 rental units and lost an enormous amount of faith in human nature at 14 rental units, and a property manager that was not my friend,
A good property manager is very important if you're going to. As I was going to say, if you don't have the bandwidth to be a landlord, or the temperament, or the patience, or any of those things, good property management is super important.
Surround yourself with smart people who possess skills that you do not have.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a little bit of that. You may have noticed. You do that.
Yes.
You hire, you attract, you recruit, you go into partnership with people that have the skill set. Don't marry it, but partner up with people that have skill sets that complement yours. I'm agnostic about single or multifamily. I'll say this: probably the better play would be commercial.
Yeah.
That's your dog. Your dog agrees. Parker agrees. Parker's like, commercial.
He's going to boot camp for 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, he'd be glad to see you when he gets here.
Well, the only thing I'll add to single family and multifamily is if you can find a multifamily, buy it. That's what I got to say. Is you think single family is hard to get right now? Multifamily is what we call a unicorn.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a little bit more due diligence on a multifamily. We had 2 multifamilies go into contract recently. One in Riverdale, one in Yonkers. They both sold very, very quickly. One a little under asking, one well above asking. But do your homework on the number of gas meters and the number of separate utilities and how many heating units and how many electric meters and everything like that, and make sure the certificate of occupancy is kosher and all of that. So if you do that, then you'll that
That's
is
another
minimal due
reason
diligence.
another reason to have a good real estate agent, because you want somebody that is familiar with the process and to be able to do what's called a pro forma for you, which is understanding, is this property that I'm buying, this multifamily that I'm buying, is it already rented out at the max amount it can be? And then also understanding deferred maintenance. So if it's not rented out for what it can be, and you just put in a few $1,000s in upgrades or amenities or whatever, it may end up bringing you a lot more cash flow. So again,
Yeah, absolutely.
making sure you have the right person.
So it's a shame that we have to keep pounding the drum about, you should have a good agent. But I mean, to make something of this magnitude a do-it-yourself project and not have an expert on your side with a vested interest in your success is really stupid.
Well, if you think that agents get you more money for selling your property, the average, and I forget what it is, but the average for how much more an agent will get you for a rental as opposed to a for rental by owner is even higher than the for sale by owner differentiating factor.
How do you get started? You're asking.
How do you get started? We have 3 more minutes.
We have three more minutes. I'm going to guess that how you get started is you start out with either calling your banker or your real estate agent, or your real estate agent and then your banker.
Or you can leave a message below and wherever you're watching this, and we would be happy to help you get you set up with a broker that knows your market or interested markets, and that's how you get started.
Yeah, we're good at this. We know what we're doing.
Very good at this. We're very good at this.
Shameless
right now, as the market begins to shift, which is going to shift, I believe, very slowly, but it's definitely shifting. More and more opportunities will arise. So if you're not ready now, I suggest you start getting ready, because this is definitely the opportunities. Opportunity type markets are coming up.
Get your ducks in a row. Check your credit. Call your banker. Get pre-approved. Just make sure that things are clean. Your act is together. You have access to liquidity. All of that stuff. Call your agent. And by the way, those that say, well, I don't know, I had a bad experience with an agent, I said, call a good agent.
Exactly.
Call a good agent. Don't call, don't talk to just anybody that's. Joe Rand made a great point. Room full of real estate agents. How many of you, if your regular hairdresser was not there, would just work with the next person uptime and not a hand went up? And that's for your hair. So for your house, be choosy about what kind of professional you use to represent you, and make sure you get pre-approved and you can show your credentials, and don't make people work with you on your say-so. Show them that you're pre-approved or that you've got the funds, or both.
I actually just sold a multifamily with Jennifer Moore. I don't know if you know her. So it's my
Yes, sure.
Yeah, so she's the listing agent. I mean, she's the buyer agent, and we already got the vacant apartment rented for him before he even closes on the property.
Jennifer's from Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the significant other of our friend Mark,
who's got real issues. You got it. All right, we're gonna close with this, because then we're gonna get screwed. You ready?
All right.
I don't want to go over 20 minutes or I'm gonna get in trouble.
All right, we got 30 seconds.
All right, wait.
Oh, that's frightening. Oh dear, that's frightening. That's very bad.
All right, Philippe. I'm gonna take us out. See you next time on Real Estate Unscripted.